Hey neighbor, welcome back to another episode of Vlogmas. Why am I talking like this? Hey neighbor, it's Ryan. Welcome back to Hippie Witch Heart for the third day of Vlogmas. Yay! Today we are still doing the 25 days of tarot. I forgot what I wanted to say. Yeah. We're still doing the 25 days of tarot and we're unboxing the next deck. With 5 votes, we have the Synesthesia deck. This one is a modern and unique deck that anyone can connect to. Born out of the creator's love for both tarot and design, these gorgeous cards retain the meaning of traditional tarot cards while stripping down the stripping down the original images to clean and simple line drawings. I'm interested to see this because it says it's traditional I'm interested to see this because it says it is a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but it's just line work. So I don't know how I'm going to be able to interpret this. I'm so good at speaking. Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. First things first, we have our water bottle. We have our advent calendar. Let's see what day 3, if I can find it. Why is it in the bottom corner? Anybody else just go, nobody puts baby in the corner? Oh God, it's the cola. I gotta be honest with you, champ. I didn't care for this one at all last time. It's the cola nut and green coffee, sugar-free, calorie-free, vitamin C, niacin, and pantothenic acid. I should probably look up what that is. Whatever. I'm sure this one tastes better with like sparkling water or something, because then it's actually closer to soda. But you're never gonna convince me that it tastes like Coke. I know soda. Oh wow, it like immediately looks dark like soda. Can you even see that? I love soda. I know it's bad for you. I know it is, but like a Dr. Pepper, happy girl. I love Dr. Pepper. I love soda. I love the little fizzy water. I am the type of autistic that thoroughly enjoys bubble water. And I will drink more bubble water than regular water. I don't care if it's just plain sparkling water. I just want the bubbles. So having flat water that is supposed to taste like soda is probably just going to taste like flat soda to me. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope that this one got better because the lemon lime from yesterday was actually really good. And I would definitely drink more of that one. We have our hefty boy here. Let's see what day 3 is. Oh, it's a pretty decent sized box. Okay. Look at that. Makeup girlies. Well, not really. My hand's up behind it. Look at that. It's a cute little pink house. I really enjoy this one way more than I enjoyed last year's, because the boxes were just whatever designs and I threw them away, but this is like a whole cityscape and they photograph. So pretty. I think it's so cute. I still struggle to open them though. I feel like that's going to be the one constant thing in my life. What the actual fuck is this? What the fuck? This is what came out of it. Oh, they're paper ornaments. Ew. Okay. And they got, okay, let me put them all together real quick. They've got tape on them, at least. Did I rip it right? Yeah. What the frick is going on here? Put that Alyssa Edwards clip in here.
What the fuck is going on in here on this day?
All right, now I gotta put all of them together. Girl, that's so much work. Oh, there's 2 of each. We're only gonna put 1 of each together. Yeah. I'm gonna save everybody's patience and time. They don't line up. This one isn't shaped correctly. I'm like, not good at this. We have an actual like makeup girlies, a little like water drop looking ornament, Christmas tree. I can't tell if this is supposed to be like a star or whatnot, but I have 6 of them total. I only struggled to put these 3 together, but that is today's Advent thing. Definitely a choice for an Advent gift. The things, so yesterday, because I forgot to film it, yesterday's makeup girly was a little party hat. Today's is a Christmas ornament, which fitting, because that's what is a big gift. Although they don't sell these 2 together. Like I had to buy this one and that one separately. But if you have both, I guess it's alluded to what the gift is. Oh well. Moving on. Oh shit. Day 3 of my Rainier Roses Advent. Oh, so these greens are nothing like what I thought they would be. Okay, so this is today's color, Makeup Girlies. It's like a, I don't even know what to call this green, because this one is definitely darker. Look here. So that's yesterday, the 2 of them next to each other. Those are really bright. And then this is the first day. I'm very interested to see where these go. These are not moody in the way that I thought they were going to be compared to this inspiration photo. I know that Maribel's does like dyeing style is like sprinkle that she does the gradients all together and like dyes from one color down. So there's definitely going to be some bleed in, which I think makes it better if you're doing a gradient pattern, because it's going to like go, you know what I mean? It's going to go all along with it. But I have no idea what I'm going to make with this. And that's all the fun. Deck number 3 that we're doing is the Synesthesia deck, which I think synesthesia is fascinating because it's the concept that you can like see sounds, right? Charlie XCX talks about it because that's how she perceives music, and I think it's fascinating. So I'm interested to see what this is. We're not gonna look at all of the cards right now. I'm just gonna pull out card number 3, or technically it's card number 2, but the third card in the major arcana, because that is the card we're gonna discuss today. And it also happens to be my favorite card in the deck. This is the High Priestess card. It's like really reflective and kind of cool. Simple line work. This is interesting because the symbolism in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck of the High Priestess has 2 pillars on the side of her, a white one and a black one. They're both in Hebrew, which I don't speak Hebrew, so correct me if you speak Hebrew, please. But they are the pillars that represent the veil behind her, and she is this supernatural entity that is the mother of what we know as witchcraft. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean witchcraft in like evil magic kind of thing. She's just the keeper of sacred knowledge, of divine power, and she only gives you what you need to know. There's also pomegranates on here, which is really cool in this card because pomegranates are one of her symbols, and they represent like plentifulness and like abundance, and she's perfect for that. She holds the Torah in most depictions of what she's doing because that is the divine book as far as it was concerned when this was made. That is where like the secrets and the magic of the universe were kept. She is the queen of gossip, and that's fine, but she's not the type where she's gonna like gossip about you. It's like she holds all that knowledge. She knows everything. So when the High Priestess comes up in the right side for you, it's a representation of focusing and figuring out what you need to learn. It's delving into that magical ability, delving into that power of trusting yourself and your internal voice, because it's going to be there for you. When it's in the reverse is when it means gossip and secrets and people talking about you, and be careful who you trust. That is how I've come to associate it. It's one of my favorite cards to pull up. I feel like she leads you in the right direction at all times. It's a very big like, trust yourself, shut up, and listen to the universe, because the universe is going to help you out as long as you know how to listen for it. Love the High Priestess. I do not think this deck actually has a description. Doesn't. I don't see one. Yeah, there's no... You're just on your fucking own for this deck, apparently. Which is interesting for me, because if you don't know tarot, you know nothing from this. The Synesthesia Tarot has its own website. All right. For you to shop. Are there descriptions? Oh, okay. The guidebook is separate. It is not part of this. I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't like that, because I didn't know that when I bought this deck, that it didn't come with a guidebook, and I obviously haven't opened it. But there's nothing. There's no descriptions. It's just a hard case. It's like matte, which is interesting. I really hate like velvety touches. They make my teeth hurt, but this is fine. But yeah, there's no description for this, so you don't even know anything. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what this card represents just by looking at it. So this is not a user-friendly deck. We're gonna be honest. This is not gonna be a user-friendly deck for you if you've never done tarot before. So I'm using the Labyrinthos deck to give you the description here because it's on my phone and it's really easy. This is also a great app to use if you're just kind of learning tarot and you don't have a deck. You can do it all from your phone basically, and it just like randomizes it. But it describes 3 blurbs of the High Priestess: our intuition, unconscious, and inner voice. I trust the wisdom of my inner voice. The High Priestess is the guardian of the inner world, where night reigns and the unconscious holds sway of all our actions. She beckons you into the world within, and she wishes you to understand yourself, your true self, and not just the face that we present to the world outside of us. She initiates you on an inner journey and knows that your answers are hidden within. Follow your intuition. She will not lead you astray. And then it does have some card properties on the bottom of their thing that say like the element, the astrology, what suit it is, major arcana. And if it's yes or no, when you pull that card. If you click on the reverse button at the top, it'll show you the rest. So the reverse for the High Priestess is lack of center, lost inner voice, repressed feelings. I release doubt and embrace my inner guidance. The reversed High Priestess calls out for you to listen to the whispers of your own self, which we talked about. But you cannot hear her beckoning. For whatever reason, you have lost your way. Your inner compass has been neglected or broken for some time, or your actions being swayed by what others have asked of you instead of what you truly crave. Secrets and gossip. Yeah, from just a teaching perspective, I don't think this deck's really helpful. I'm excited to unbox it and see what it looks like though, because I think this would be an aesthetic deck, and if you are a seasoned tarot reader, or at least understand all of the cards, or have a favorite guidebook. I have several guidebooks that I use just because I feel like you can never learn enough. So maybe look into that before you get this one. Anyway, let's unbox it. I said this is not really a user-friendly deck, and it does not come with a guidebook, but it does have a really cool box that it comes in. These are all of the different symbols, the pentacles, the swords, the wands, the cups, which is a fun little nod. And it has this really cool symbol. Here we go. In the back of it, it is gilded. I feel like this one's going to be really difficult to get proper lighting of, but if I do that, that'll work. So that's what the back of each card looks like. Now let's go through. So the full, you can see that it has the adventure box or bag here, and like the sun is above them, but there's really no description otherwise. This does look like the major arcana is going to be a cloudy sky background. The magician has all 4 of the elements on the table with the infinity signs here. Pretty simple. High Priestess we've already gone over. The Empress, she's got her pomegranates here. She doesn't have, okay, so pomegranates are fertility, and then the symbol of Venus is in her, and then you've got for the Emperor, you have the Ankh, and down here you have the symbol of the ram for Aries. But these really aren't showing much. This, the Hierophant, it does have this symbol, so that's good, but you wouldn't really know anything for this. Almost looks like Sailor Moon from anything from just looking at these. Chariot. Yeah. Strength is just the lion and a woman, or the Venus symbol. The Hermit is just a lantern. These feel cool, and they're very simplistic, which I know what the artist was going for, just like reducing things down to lines. But this deck doesn't feel usable to me. And the details on it are really small. Like, I had to zoom in a lot. Like, you see how big my hand is in comparison, and like that's the noose. The noose is smaller than my fingernail. So it's, the details are very fine and very tiny. Death is just an hourglass running out. Okay. Doesn't really work for me, honestly, because death should be about rebirth and transformation. This feels more like time. Like, I would see this more as like the Hermit than I would death. Temperance. You've got the cups for balance. The Devil. I also don't like that there's no numbers on these. I know that you don't have to read tarot with the specific numbers, but I feel like it does help, because then you can at least, especially in a deck like this that's not traditional, you can understand what the intentions were by knowing, like, oh, this is this number card, so it should associate with this, and then it makes it easier to kind of work with. But we don't have that here, and this just looks like Bowser, to be quite honest. It's like a Mario card. The Tower. I think these are too simplistic. Yeah. Like, I feel like these are just too simplistic for my personal tastes. Also, okay, so you can't really, there we go, see it? But the little symbols on here, it's the pentacle, the wand, the sword, although it's an arrow in this, the cup, and then a world in the center. It's fine, but this card is all about completion, and that feels, it's just too simplistic. All right, these are wands. There's a background change, which is nice. Honestly, okay, so with this, the way that this hand is drawn, I honestly would have preferred to just not have the hand, because the symbols and this are simplistic, but this just looks poorly drawn, I guess. Yeah, like I don't mind the rest of this, although there's gilding in weird places on it. Like it's white and then the gilding is the silver, so you have to like rotate it to get the right reflection of everything. It's just interesting choice as far as I'm concerned. This is supposed to be the celebration card, the wedding card. That doesn't look celebratory to me. It doesn't make me think of that. So again, the symbolism in these, I don't understand where the inspiration was coming from, but I do really like the backgrounds. I think that that's a really cool thing to have in here, but that's so far the only thing I'm getting. I'm not quite understanding where the synesthesia portion of this, or at least synesthesia as I understand it, is coming from, because it's like seeing sounds and as color, or seeing ideas as color, and I don't quite get that. I mean, wands represent fire, so that's where the red comes from, but it doesn't feel like fire to me. That's cool. The Ten of Wands coming to the end of your journey is a scale. Interesting. Page of Wands is a salamander. That's a very traditional Rider-Waite-Smith symbol for fire and for this suit. I can't make out what the symbol is supposed to be. It's just like a ribbon. Is it supposed to be the lion? Like what? I don't know. All right, cups. These are water, so it's a teal blue, a very stark difference, and it does change the way that it reads on camera. Again, no hand in this one, so I like that more than I liked the hand in the fire. Okay, at least they kept this symbol in here, because that is pretty traditional for the cups. Oh, okay. Again, doing the thing where it's like printed in white and then the reflection on it, it doesn't read on camera very well at all. Huh. I don't dislike this deck.
Be nice.
I'm finding it.
It take you that long to find it?
It does.
I just don't get it. Like why these are the... Because some of them are very literal to the Rider-Waite-Smith, right? Like this is all of the cups over the house with a cup in it. Like that's the full completion and happiness card. But then you have other things that just don't translate symbolism wise. Okay, swords, this is air, and they went with purple. Yeah, I guess the Ace of Wands was the only one that had a hand, and I definitely think they look better without it. This purple reads so much darker on camera than it is in actual, like on the card. Holy crap. Heartbreak card, okay. The Six of Swords typically represents travel and like leaving a situation and moving on to something else, and this is like the Six Swords above a sound wave that's like there's the ripples here and then it, or there we go, the ripples here and then it kind of goes straight. I don't get movement from this. I get staying and just like silence and like submission, and that's not what this card represents, so that's interesting. This one is supposed to be theft. I don't see that. The Eight of Swords typically represents putting yourself in a situation that you could easily get out of, but you don't see. So like blinded, and I guess that's what the swords, or the spikes coming out of it. The 9 is the Nightmare card, and the only thing that makes me think of like depression and what here, if I can get the lights to work, is the teardrop. 10 of Swords is ruined, which I kind of understand with it being the swords going through it. But again, why is the sun gilded on this but nothing else is? This deck, they made some choices, and I don't know if I agree with them. Especially because these arrows don't make me think of swords. They look closer to wands. Or like staves. And I've seen other decks use staffs and like tridents for wands before, but okay. Pentacle. Okay, so this one has a hand, and it looks like the exact same hand. I just don't care for that drawing. These are green for earth. That makes sense to me. It's cool to see it in like a Celtic style knot. Like that's kind of cool. Oh, okay. The Five of Pentacles is typically about like asking for help and not being afraid to see the resources that are around you to help support you, but the gilding doesn't really reflect it. It just looks like coins being handed to one another. But this doesn't look like a charitable thing. It looks like just an exchange. I feel like it loses some of the meaning there. Seven of Pentacles represents growth and developing a skill, so it makes sense that they made it into a flower. And the Eight of Pentacles is the Apprentice card, but I don't get any apprentice. There's not even like a hammer or anything on here. Ten, completion. Okay, well it's a money bag, so that one's fine, I guess. Okay, all right, well look, is it a cool deck? Sure. Would I recommend this deck to anyone? No, I wouldn't. I don't think that this is usable. Even if you're an advanced tarot reader, I don't think that this is functional without having the guidebook from that they created, but it doesn't come in here. You have to buy it separately. And honestly, I don't vibe with that. I don't mind if you're gonna sell a book separate that gives more detail, but you need to have something, especially if your deck is not standard. And this one isn't. This one's really up for interpretation. I think that the colors are cool, but they went for simplistic, and I think they went too simplistic with this. I don't like it. I don't think this is a deck that I will use. I think that I can appreciate what the artist put into it, and I can appreciate their art, but I have no idea what's going on. And based on this imagery and going through this deck, I'm not interested in paying for a book to learn what their interpretations were to help me understand it. It feels like it wanted to be simplistic and abstract, and it went too far that it pushed people away. We knew after doing as many decks as I had that there was going to be one that I didn't like, and if you like this one, tell me in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts, but I gotta be honest, champ, not a fan. All right, back to me. What'd you think of the deck? I want you to do the same thing we did in the last video. Vote 1 through 10 on the bottom. Do you think that this deserved to be eliminated third from the Ultimate Tarot Smackdown, or do you think it should have made it further based on the imagery? What do you think? While you're deciding that, I'm gonna taste the cola that I'm not excited to taste. It looks like soda, but does it taste like soda? Let's find out. Yeah, they changed it. Okay, this is better. It definitely needs to be in fizzy water, but it tastes like soda, and I'm pretty pleased with that. So if this had a little bubble, a little lava in my throat, I think I would actually enjoy this. It doesn't taste like Dr. Pepper, but it does taste similar to Coke Zero, and I'm not mad at that. All right, I'm going to go enjoy this flat soda, and I will see you tomorrow for day 4 of the 25 Days of Tarot. Goodbye!